Trading at Schwab is now powered by Ameritrade, unlocking the power of thinkorswim, the award-winning trading platforms loaded with features that let you dive deeper into the market. Visualize your trades in a new light on thinkorswim desktop with robust charting and analysis tools, all while you uncover new opportunities with up-to-the-minute market news and insights. thinkorswim is available on desktop, web, and mobile to meet you where you are. It's built by the trading obsessed to help you trade brilliantly. Learn more at schwab.com/trading.
At Arizona State University, we're bringing world-class education from our globally acclaimed faculty to you. Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.
Welcome to Gardening with Ben, your go-to podcast for all things green and growing in 2025. Whether you're a seasoned gardener, a budding enthusiast, or just curious about cultivating your own slice of nature, you're in the right place. Join me, Ben, as we explore practical tips, inspiring stories, and the latest trends in gardening to make your outdoor space bloom with life. From allotment adventures to wildlife-friendly gardening, I'm here to help you grow your passion and reap the rewards. So grab your gloves, roll up your sleeves, and let's get started on this year's gardening journey. Hey everybody, and welcome to Gardening with Ben. Today is Saturday, the weekend is here. Hip hip hooray, the weekend is here. And hopefully we'll get some sunshine this weekend, because last weekend, as you remember, we had them downfalls of rain. Wow. Did we get some rain last week? I've not had to water all week outside. It's been absolutely fantastic. But I missed out on being outside in the garden because I couldn't do anything because of how much rain we were getting last weekend. I was stuck inside the polytunnel, but I got loads of jobs done inside the polytunnel last weekend. So I was so happy. I got all my tomatoes sorted. I got my peppers sorted. I got my melons tied up. I gave everything a good watering and a good feeding. I also set up my irrigation system last week. If you've not seen that video, go over onto my Facebook or my Instagram and check out how I set up my irrigation. And that has been a godsend this week. It's worked fantastic. And hopefully it continues to work all the way up to October, keeping them watered, keeping them hydrated, and hopefully getting a lot of fruit, because that's one thing I always do. I start off good with watering, and then come towards the end of the year, I can't be bothered anymore and I give up. So hopefully all this irrigation system will work and we'll keep getting tomatoes all the way through to the end of the year. So the question is, what are we doing at our allotment this weekend? That is the big question I always have. What am I actually going to do this weekend? And what am I going to tackle this week? So I think this week's job is going to be going around my strawberry beds and looking at all the runners, because at this time of year, all the strawberry plants start sending out all the little babies. And if you've never seen this before, what it does is, like, you've got your mother plant, which is the strawberry plant, and then it'll send shoots out from the side of it. And on them shoots, you'll get 2 to 3 plants.
I earned my degree online at Arizona State University. I chose to get my degree at ASU because I knew that I'd get a quality education, they were recognized for excellence, and that I would be prepared for the workforce upon graduating. To be associated with ASU, both as a student and alum, it makes me extremely proud, and having experienced the program, I know now that I'm set up for success. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.
Coming and growing. And it's fantastic because strawberry plants are expensive to buy. And if you're getting 3 plants per shoot, you're absolutely doing fantastic. And what you can do with them 3 plants is you don't just chop them off straight away. What you need to do is pin them down into the soil while they're connected onto this, I call it an umbilical cord. While it's connected to that, push it down into some soil, peg it down so that it takes root and the mother plant is still feeding it and giving it what it needs. And once the roots start to appear on the bottom, that is when you can snip it off and it'll survive for itself and it will get growing. And then obviously you'll keep it growing. And then if you're growing it in a pot, Then you can plant it out. I usually plant them out around March time. I keep them watered in my polytunnel all through winter, and then I plant them out about March time. But if not, if you're growing them straight into the ground, then you can just plant them straight into the ground, and they will survive throughout the winter. And it's sometimes good just to put some frost-proof netting over them, just to give them that extra protection. But they are strong plants, and more often than not, they can survive throughout the winter. So that is one thing I'm going to be doing, is sorting out all my strawberry plants. I've got about 200 strawberry plants in. Some of them failed this year, so I need to replace the ones that have died or not grown, and there's some gaps in some areas, and I'm just going to fill my bed full of strawberry plants. Honestly, I can never have enough strawberry plants. I've got so many strawberry plants, and I could just have them, if I could, I'd have them all the way down the sides of the plots, off the ground in like either guttering or in tubs, off the ground, so that they hang over the edge and the slugs don't get them. Obviously, you'll need to net them from the birds, but I see so many new farms what are getting started where they're growing strawberries off the ground in guttering and stuff like that now, and they're getting fantastic produce. So I'd love to give that a try if I could. Maybe one year I'll try and set it up, but for now they're staying in the ground, and we're planting more and more plants. So I'll definitely be filming a video on that. And also, I just need to tidy up all my beds, really. That's one job that I do every single weekend. All my beds, I will weed every week. I don't weed them in the week, so I don't get a chance for being at work. But every week, I will go around and weed my beds in between all the vegetables and dig the compost over, so that if it does rain, it'll go into the ground pretty easy. And even if you're watering, it'll go into the ground easier if you've dug it all over. And that's what I do every single week. If you keep on top of it, it'll only take 5 minutes to do a bed each week. And it's fantastic. Keeping on the top of the weeds is brilliant. It's when you go away on holiday for a few weeks and you come back and it's like a jungle, and then it's hard to get back on top of it. So if you manage to keep on top of it and do it once a week, you will keep your allotment pretty much weed free. And another job what I need to do is trim back all the bindweed. It's growing mental. Obviously, all the rain that we've had has made it grow so much this past week. So I need to go around and start snipping back the bindweed. I'll never get rid of it. That is one thing for sure. And it keeps me busy. It keeps me on my toes and keeps me going. But yeah, that's one job that I'm going to be doing. And then possibly next weekend, what you'll need to keep an eye out for is I'll possibly be planting my Christmas potatoes. Yes, the word Christmas is coming. And I usually plant them at the beginning of August in my polytunnel in boxes, and then keep them watered, and they'll usually be ready around middle to end of December, around Christmas time, so that you're getting fresh vegetables on your table for Christmas Day. So if you're wanting to plant Christmas potatoes, get online, get ordering your seed potatoes. You can find online that call them Christmas potatoes. They've even branded them in garden centres as Christmas potatoes now. They're that popular and they're trying to sell them, so they brand them up as Christmas potatoes. So have a look around, get ready to get them planted in August. Don't plant them outside. If you planted them outside, plant them in boxes and have the boxes outside, but then move them into your polytunnel or your greenhouse around September, October time, when it starts to get colder, as that will kill the plants off if we get a cold frost. So keep them in the polytunnel. It's a lot easier, and you don't have to move them once they're in there, because they do get pretty heavy once they're filled with compost and filled with water, obviously, as well. But make sure you've got plenty of drainage in the bottom of your boxes so that they do drain away and they don't make all the potatoes gooey and rotten. So that's the job that I'll be doing the week after, but I should be saving all this for my podcast next week, not telling you all now what I'm doing. I meant to keep it as a surprise. But yeah, hopefully we're going to have a busy Saturday down at the allotment today, and hopefully tomorrow we'll be sharing with you everything that we've got up to down at the allotment, as that's what I like to do. On the Sunday you'll hear what I've done on the Saturday, and on the Monday you'll hear what I've done on the Sunday, if that makes sense. But yeah, I hope that you've all had a fantastic week at work, and I hope that you all do manage to spend some time in your gardens this weekend. Try and make the most of it. Try and get some fresh air. Try and get your hands dirty and enjoy being out in the garden, everyone. So until next time, everyone, remember, keep smiling, keep shining, and keep gardening with Ben, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to today's episode of Gardening with Ben. I hope you've enjoyed our chat and picked up some tips to help your garden and allotment thrive. Don't forget to stay connected with me on all social media for even more gardening inspiration, updates and behind the scenes content. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram and YouTube. Just search Gardening with Ben. Hit that follow button or subscribe button and join our growing community of garden lovers. Until next time, everyone, remember, keep smiling, keep shining, and keep gardening with Ben.